Hello everyone and welcome to Good Morning Sri Lanka. Today is the 27th of April and it is a Friday and I'm in studio with Megara and I'm Prami and we're here to welcome you to the show. Welcome. Good morning, Megara.
Good morning, Prami. So in studio with us today we've got ornithologist Deepal Varakagoda, who has recently published his book on birds.
I believe the book is called Birds of Sri Lanka and it has just recently been published. It just came out in March, so we've got something very hot off the presses, and he's in studio with us to discuss about the birds of Sri Lanka and a little bit about the Serendip Scops owl, who is quite a new addition to the number of endemic species of Sri Lanka. Welcome on the show, sir.
Yes. So, sir, could you tell us, okay, you are a famous ornithologist and you've actually had your book published by Helm's Guide, but you started out your career in electronics. How did that actually happen?
When I was a child, I had two hobbies. One is bird watching and one is electronics. So my first career in electronics, and then later changed the career into professional birding, organizing and leading bird watching tours in Sri Lanka.
Now, the book that you have recently written is called The Birds of Sri Lanka, which I have right here. And could you tell us a little bit about this book?
Yes, the Helm publishers in the UK invited me together with the co-authors. There are three co-authors in the book. Three of them are all British ornithologists, and they all invited me to be part of this project. They started in 2007. They wanted to have a comprehensive field guide on birds, Sri Lankan book. So then we started the project, and we started sorting out the illustrations as well as doing the text.
I believe we have a picture of the cover as well, which will be running as you're speaking. So continue, tell us a little bit.
Then finally the book came out March this year, and the book contains all the updated information about Sri Lankan birds until late 2011. So it gives the text. This is a book on identification of Sri Lankan birds, a guidebook, and it helps beginners and experienced bird watchers to identify birds in Sri Lanka. The book aimed at foreign market as well, because Sri Lanka is one of the best known bird watching destinations in South Asia. So it was aimed at foreign bird watchers as well who visiting Sri Lanka.
And so you have innate ability to identify bird sounds, isn't it? Can you tell us how you developed this ability?
Yes, in bird watching in the field, we use two methods to track down the birds. One is usually by vision. They're looking at the bird, just seeing the movements in the forest or in an open area, we see the birds. But so mostly in the forest, we mostly hear bird sounds than we see them first. So through the bird sounds, we track down the birds. And so bird sounds become important part in bird watching, especially in the forests.
If we take a look at some of the other images from within the book of the different types of birds, I believe it will start running soon. Could you tell us a little bit about the shape and how you can differentiate between the birds in relation to their shape and the size?
Yes, in bird identification, we categorized birds based on their shape first. And birds are grouped into different families as well. Now this plate shows falcons seen in Sri Lanka, and they are related to eagles, hawks. And these all falcons have a similar shape in the body. So they are grouped as Falconidae family, And then we separated or identify each species by their color pattern especially.
I see. So, I mean, even if you spot a falcon from far away, just by the way, the shape of it and the way it's flying and the shape of the wings.
Yes, we recognize if a bird in flight far away, we recognize whether it's a falcon or a bigger hawk based on the size and the shape.
Okay. So, I mean, if you take a look at the picture that is on screen right now, birds like...
these are parrots, found in Sri Lanka. And the larger members of the family is known as parakeets. And the smallest is the Sri Lankan hanging parrot, which is an endemic bird in Sri Lanka. And the smallest hanging parrot has the typical shape of the parrot.
I see.
Which has shorter tail.
I see. And the parrot, of course, has a
they have a very peculiar, heavy, curved beaks. All the parrots do have that feature.
And moving on a little bit about the I believe the scops owl. Now, this picture is about the owls, and there is a picture.
Yes, this is one of the owl plates in the book. And this the first image on top left is the Serendip scops owl, which I discovered, which was new to science. And this book not only gives the illustrations, but also gives description of the bird as well as its distribution. Distribution is illustrated in a map, color map.
I see. And the scops owl is very particular. Could you tell us a little bit about how you discovered him?
Yes, it was back in 1995 when I first heard an unknown call in the night in a rainforest. And instantly I recognized this sound is unknown to us and was unknown to me. And then I started tracking down the author of this call. And whenever I visited rainforest, I tried to look for this bird. And but I failed for several years. But in 2001, I succeeded finally seeing the bird. So as soon as I saw the bird, I knew it's an unknown owl. So it was the basic history of the discovery of the owl. But it was then we came to know it's new to science. And in 2004, after conducting a study research on this owl, we described the owl scientifically in 2004, naming it as Serendip scops owl, given the English name, and as Otus tilo-hoffmanni as the Latin or scientific name of the owl.
I see. Very fascinating, particularly the hunt for a particular type of bird can be pretty frustrating as well, I guess, at some points. We will talk a little bit further about this on the other side of this short commercial break. Oh, I'm sorry. That was my mistake. Talking further about the Serendip scops owl, could you tell us a little bit about whether this bird is in captivity? Is it allowed to be kept in captivity? And can we go to the zoo and see it if we want to?
No, this is a forest bird, essentially a rainforest bird. It is not possible to keep in captivity. And also according to the Sri Lankan law, you cannot keep Sri Lankan birds in captivity.
I see.
And this is a rare owl, only found in large rainforest in Sri Lanka, like Singaraja rainforest and lowland peak wilderness rainforest.
I see. Well, we are going to go for a small commercial break now. We'll see you guys on the other side of this.